working that, but here we go to 5 red lights for the Russian Grand Prix, and we're off straight away from second place. Hamilton shoots off like a bullet. Rosberg's past us straight away, unfortunately. We're down to 5th now by even the, before the first turn. You can see we're closing up right behind Raikkonen. Can we get him down the inside of this corner? We'll have to see. He's going very slowly. We get right on the curb, go down the inside of Raikkonen. We're just going to make it and dive down the inside. So we're going to have to see what we can do in the race. Down to Limix to stop the wheel spin. Up to 5 red lights, and we're off here for the USA Grand Prix from 9th place. We're getting a little bit of a squirrel there. Easily get up into 12th place, but now onto lap 24. Can we still get down the inside of the second Sauber, which is going to be Ericsson? Yes, we can. Up to P11, I think that is. What's going on, guys? Over here. Welcome back to my F1 2015 career with Jenson Button. We're back with part number 12 today for the Mexican Grand Prix. And as you may have already realised, guys, the story of practice is not there because if you think a little bit, two and two together, Mexico, a brand new circuit. Obviously, we do not have any audio for the practice session, so we're diving straight into the action this time for the qualifying here at Mexico, which should be quite interesting. Obviously, as we're going through here onto the pit straight, it's rather long. I mean, just look at it. You keep on going. You get past this sign. You just think maybe that's the end of the straight, but it just keeps on going even more. You get past another little Pirelli sign. You think it's just going to end soon. It keeps on going up until turn 1. So very, very long Mexican Grand Prix pit straight, which may hinder us in qualifying. But then you've got this section, which is quite a tight, twisty section. You know, a little S section, about three S's there, which could help us with the downforce in terms of, generally, we're not losing time in the corners. It's generally just all on the straights, and it's Mclaren Honda. So we come through for our first flying lap. Didn't really know what sort of time that was going to get us. At the moment, we fast forward through the qualifying session. That was getting us around P6, so that was pretty okay, but I want to go out for again. As you can see, I was down in the first and second sector. So we went for a second flying lap. We're coming through on the end of that flying lap. What is this going to get us? It's going to get us pole position for the Mexican Grand Prix. That is absolutely just bonkers. And actually, I was talking to a few people who had raced Mexico before, and they said that, the AI weren't actually that great at Mexico, and I probably could get around pole position. And there's confirmation. I have got a pole with Legend AI at the Mexican Grand Prix. That's absolutely insane, but I think it's going to be very, very difficult to try and keep pole position and convert it into a win. I think it'd be asking quite a lot here in Mexico. So, nevertheless, we've got a good result here in qualifying. Can we try and do something with it in the race? Let's go to the Mexican Grand Prix. So here we are in Mexico for the Grand Prix today. Fernando Alonso down in 18th place. Once again, mate, you're just not pulling the weight, are you? But we're here on pole position, and we've got the likes of Raikkonen, surprisingly, down in 8th place, considering he's got pole quite a few times. So that was quite a surprise. We got Sebastian Vettel lining up next to me in 2nd place, and Rosberg in 3rd, doing well for his championship. Obviously, he's leading the championship at the moment. It's looking like Rosberg might get it at the end of this season. But we're here on pole. We're trying to just get ahead of the Red Bulls and try and get that 4th place in the Constructors. But here we now go to 5 red lights for the Mexican Grand Prix, and we are off after waiting an age for the lights to go out, but we haven't got a good start again. Squirreling to the right hand side of the circuit. Looks like Vettel's got on our right hand side. Rosberg tried to look down the left. I think he got blocked a little bit by me squirming around there on the straights, but Vettel is into 1st place. We've kept it in 2nd at least, so that's pretty good off the line to not lose any more positions. Going down the inside now of turn 1. Vettel goes a bit wide there. Looks like he's been pushed off track there by the Red Bull, I think, in my mirrors, but we've got back into 1st place. Nice little move down the inside. Vettel, to be honest, he went very wide, so he sort of gave me the position almost, so I just kind of went, yep, I'll take that, and we got back into 1st place. Hamilton now up into 2nd. Let's look at a replay, though, of what happened on the start here. So we got, obviously, we got bogged down as we usually do in this game. Vettel got us, but there you can see Rosberg moving very aggressively to the left-hand side of the circuit. He's being squeezed out by Ricciardo there, I think that is, and then down to turn 1. You can see Vettel just takes a very wide line. There's plenty of room for me to go down the inside, and there, you can see on the replay camera, just there, Ricciardo pushed Vettel off circuit, and that allowed him to go down to P4, and Ricciardo jump up to 3rd place. Sort of the same sort of thing I got when I was driving as Vettel, actually. Very strange, actually. That's sort of a carbon copy, because I got pushed out just like that in Season 1 playing as Vettel, so maybe it's a Vettel thing at Mexico. But we cut onto lap 4 now. Ricciardo is steaming out on my inside for first place. A Red Bull has just done me on straight line, and he's up into first. But then Bottas comes out of nowhere and takes both of us. So Valtteri Bottas just coming out of nowhere, just bang, 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 and just gets us, me and Ricciardo both. We go down the inside of Ricciardo, having to cut the corner a little bit just to give him enough room, because I wanted to give him enough fair play room, because it is quite a tight little turn there, and if I kind of went back onto the circuit properly, Ricciardo probably would have got squeezed out there. So cut the corner a little bit, but we're back into second place. But then immediately on lap 6, I say that, Ricciardo's back again for another move on us for second place this time. Bottas, as you can see, only a few laps gone, and he's already shot off into the distance. We can't even see him in front of us there, but we're trying to go carbon copy move round the outside of Ricciardo. We do the exact same, literally the exact same move we did just a few minutes ago on Ricciardo there for second place. So it looks like it's going to be a big fight between me and Ricciardo. He comes back at us yet again down the inside. Can we defend from this? This will be a bit trickier. We're going to try the little switchback move, go a bit tighter on the apex, but no, looks like Ricciardo has actually got us. He's placed the car very well. I was just about to say, looks like that's going to be the fight of the race, basically. Because obviously, you guys know, in the constructors, it's a fight between McLaren and Red Bull for 4th place. At the moment, I believe we're in 5th, and Red Bull just got us in the last Grand Prix. They actually managed to get us into 4th place. So we need to try and, well, basically finish ahead of Ricciardo and Kvyat today, because obviously Alonso, our teammate, is not doing anything every single race. So basically, it's up to me just to finish ahead of both Red Bulls to try and get that 4th place back. I believe we're only a few points behind Red Bull, so it shouldn't be too difficult as long as we can try and overtake this man, Ricciardo, up ahead. But on lap 9, he is getting bogged down by Will Stevens, a backmarker car, and we use that to our advantage so well there. Literally just waltzed past him. Ricciardo getting so bogged down by the backmarkers. This year, the backmarkers are, I'm not going to lie, they're really stupid, the backmarkers. They just don't understand the concept of blue flags, but hey-ho, I've used that to my advantage to overtake Ricciardo. But then, again, on lap 11, Ricciardo comes back at us, so a real big fight between me and Daniel. It's almost like we're fighting for a championship almost, because me and Dan just keep on fighting together. But then Massa comes down the inside of both of us. Ricciardo's still on the left, and Vettel as well, but Massa comes through. I'm sorry, that's Raikkonen, not Vettel. Massa goes through in second place. Raikkonen's right behind us now, so he might get us on the straight. He's going to have DRS. I have DRS from Massa, but that's not going to help me, because look at that. Raikkonen with the DRS, and the Ferrari engine just waltzes past us. We're down to 4th place. Crucially, Ricciardo, though, is still behind us in 5th. But Massa, again, like Bottas, just came out of nowhere, just got the position really easy there. But until the end of lap 12 now, Massa and Raikkonen being held up by Mary there in the Manor car, especially Massa here. Can we go down the inside? He's gone a little bit wide there. We go right over the curb. We do get Massa on the exit of that corner, but he's still side by side with us. He's going to come back at us surely. And there we go, with the Mercedes engine, Massa just goes straight back past us. But now we've got the Mercedes of Rosberg on the right-hand side there. Couldn't even see him until the last minute. Rosberg gets right past us with DRS on the right-hand side. Came out of nowhere, really. Didn't even see him until the last minute there. But he's got us for 4th place, so we're down to 5th, unfortunately. Can we try and stick it through? We actually do keep up with Rosberg through that corner. But then off the exit, obviously, we're just not going to keep up with him. And then we cut on to lap 25 now, guys, for the last pit stop. This is going to be our last of the 3-stop strategy. So I skipped out a pit stop in the middle because nothing really happens. We cut on right to the end pretty much of the race where we're making the last pit stop. Unfortunately, we can't really make too many positions up. We're in P5. Massa's ahead of us. Looks like Rosberg's got ahead of Massa then with that Mercedes downforce really working well. But unfortunately, guys, we've cut on to lap 34. I tried my hardest to try and catch Massa, but in the end, he actually just started to pull away from us. So 5th place is what it's going to be at the Mexican Grand Prix. Unfortunate because we did get pole position, but it was always going to happen. You know, I was talking to Cal and Tom earlier about the Mexican Grand Prix, and they told me even though you'll get pole, it's probably going to be very, very difficult for you to even get a podium. And there you go, they were completely correct. We got 5th place there at the Mexican Grand Prix. That's still really good, because we're ahead of Ricciardo by quite a lot, because he finished in about 8th, I think that was, and Kvyat finished outside the points. So that means we're now back up into 4th place in the Constructors, which is absolutely awesome for us, and that's sort of my new goal in the season, really, to just try and finish in 4th by the end of the season. But, guys, there's not enough action for today's video, so we're going straight to the Brazilian Grand Prix, the penultimate race of the season. So here we are, guys, in Brazil. Fernando Alonso, consistent as ever, 18th place, man. You may be slow right now in this game, but you're very consistent. 18th place pretty much every single race there for qualifying. But we have qualified in a very tasty 6th place. Not too bad, considering Brazil is a big power circuit. So I'm pretty happy with that. Lewis Hamilton's on pole position. Nico Rosberg down in 4th. So they're having a title fight. I believe Rosberg can actually take the title this race. So we'll have to see about that. But if Hamilton goes and converts that pole to a win, then it will go down to the wire there for the championship in their little battle. But obviously, we only care about the Red Bulls today. Can we finish ahead of them? We're going to 5 red lights now for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and we are off. We're getting a bad start yet again. Massa's going to come up on the right-hand side. Can we try and stick it down the inside of him? Ericsson, surprisingly, in the Sauber doing well there in qualifying. He's on the right-hand side of me, but now we're down the inside of Massa. We can squeeze him out on the exit there, just about there. We got very, very close to tapping tyres there. And now we're actually closing up on Bottas. What on earth am I witnessing here? The Honda-powered McLaren is actually keeping up with the Mercedes-powered Williams. We go down the inside of both of them, both Mercedes cars, the Mercedes and the Williams there. We go very wide though on the exit. We've lost the car so much. We're going to have to look at a replay of that, but we just about got the move there, I think, but we got very, very wide on the exit on the grass actually. But there we go, down the inside of Massa there, through turn 1 and then turn 2, just about got him there. And you can see we actually close up so much on that corner against Bottas. I think there was a bit of a domino effect as the Ferraris had a bit of a battle there. And there we can see going down the inside of the Williams of Bottas and the Mercedes of Rosberg there, squeezing him out quite nicely. But then on the rear, I just put the throttle down a bit too early, got a whole lot of oversteer, went into the grass. Thankfully, I got back on circuit. The actual move on Rosberg was pretty nice, just about squeezed him out, very, very close to hitting him, but didn't make any contact. But then on the exit, just kind of squirted the throttle a bit too much, got a bit wayward, but that doesn't matter. We're still in P4 right now on lap 3, but only for a short while, because the Mercedes Rosberg gets right past us with DRS. Probably to be expected here at Brazil. Obviously, pretty much every circuit the Mercedes is going to just waltz past us McLaren, so he's up into 4th. So now we've got onto lap 5 now. We're in 5th place. Ricciardo's coming down my left-hand side, looks like, with DRS. He'll make a move down the inside. He brakes so late there and really does the job there. Completely does me on the entry to that corner. We try to come back at him. Let's see if we can. Sector 2 has been pretty good. Obviously, a whole lot of corners, so the McLaren can be pretty good through there. Put it down to lean mix just as we cut onto the replay version of this little battle. Can we close up onto Ricciardo? Put it down to lean to make sure the engine is nice and green in terms of the temperature. But we are closing up very nicely on the exit of that corner. The traction's really great in this McLaren in Sector 2. We go down the inside of Ricciardo, and we have actually made that move, and we're back up into 5th place. Lovely little move down the inside there. Very similar to the move I made on Rosberg in Season 1 here with Vettel, and we're back up into 5th place on lap 5. So Ricciardo now down in 6th place. Massa, I think, is following him in P7, then Bottas behind him, I think. But we're in P4 at the moment now on lap 8 as someone has made their pit stop. Massa right behind me. Raikkonen in 3rd at the moment. Hamilton still out in 1st place, so that's going to be crucial for the championship in terms of, obviously, I'm nowhere near the fight, but for the actual championship itself, Rosberg's leading, if you didn't know. Hamilton's in 2nd, and I believe if Rosberg just gets enough points, I think he can win the championship on this race, but I'm not too sure. We'll have to see at the end with the results. But we've made the pit stop now, our first pit stop for the option tyres. But unfortunately, guys, as you can see, we've cut straight onto the 2nd pit stop because nothing actually happened. I went from that pit stop to this pit stop in the exact same position, no kind of battling happening, unfortunately. So we've gone straight onto the the 2nd stop, I should say, onto another set of option tyres. There's a 3 stop here at Brazil, so we've got one more stop to make onto the prime tyres right at the end, guys. But unfortunately, no action between those stints. But now, cutting later onto the Grand Prix, I think a few laps later after that pit stop, Ricciardo and Massa are really fighting very hard here, right behind me. I'm trying to defend as much as I can into turn 1. We go through into turn 1. Lovely little camera angle there. Ricciardo trying to hang it around the outside of Massa. I think he just about gets it, but on the exit, Massa's going to come back at him. And look at this little nice ding-dong battle here between Ricciardo and Massa as they're both getting DRS off each other. Ricciardo getting DRS off me. Fortunately, I'm able to keep it into 4th place. But now until lap 24, Massa's got Bottas, I should say, has got past Ricciardo there. So I think it might have been Bottas fighting with Ricciardo. My apologies, but it's very hard to tell which one's which from the replay cameras. But now Bottas coming up on my left-hand side on lap 24. He gets me with DRS. Can we go down the inside of him? Yes, we can. Late move there. Squeeze him out on the exit. It looks like Ricciardo's followed him through there to get up into 5th place. So lovely little scrap here. 3-way scrap for 4th place between myself, Ricciardo, and Bottas. Let's look at the replay here. That was a very, very close move. So Bottas moves to the left-hand side. He gets us on DRS. I switch back down the inside. We dive it down the inside. No contacts made, actually. That was very, very close. Let's look at a POV from Bottas, indeed. So he's down the inside. Then we do a little switch back here, dive down the inside, and look at that. No contact's actually made there. He just goes a little bit wide, gets a little bit flustered almost by me going down the inside, but no contact was made, so a very nice little clean move. Very, very close indeed. Much like Japan, the moves we were making on Bottas there in Japan. Similar sort of move. Very, very close to touching tyres, and Ricciardo there sees the opportunity and just goes down the inside as well and slips it up into what was fifth place, I think it was. Fifth or sixth. I can't remember. It's a lot of action here in Brazil right at the end. But now we come into our pit stop box for the last set of prime tyres here. So we're going to the end on this set of tyres. Can we try and keep it in this position we've got? Let's see. So we go out of the pit now, and we're going to cut later onto the Grand Prix, onto lap 36 indeed. And we are in 4th place still. Bottas in 5th. Ricciardo down in, I think, 6th place it must be, or he might have dropped down even further. Raikkonen in 3rd place. I believe Rosberg is then 2nd, and Lewis Hamilton has won the Grand Prix. So we're going to come home in 4th place. A lot of little battling there to do on lap 24 to try and keep this 4th place. Bottas just coming up. Is he going to get us on the line? No, he doesn't. I don't think he got us on the line there. So he just about get 4th place there at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Awesome result, you must say, because we started in what was 6th place, I think it was, on the grid. So that's really awesome to get 4th place. That's going to get us a whole load of points. 12 points there in the bag. Ricciardo finishes in 6th place there. Kvyat out the points, so that's going to really help us in the Constructors, because we are definitely going to be ahead of Red Bull for 4th place for that Constructors title. But yeah, Kvyat out of the points there. And then in the Championship, there you can see 4th place confirmed. We're just ahead of Red Bull. You know, they could overturn that in Abu Dhabi, because remember, Alonso's not getting points for McLaren, it's just me. So if both Red Bulls finish ahead of us in Abu Dhabi, they could easily overturn us there. So we still have to do the business in the final race, last episode of the season, guys. But I think we pretty much got 5th place secured in the drivers, so I'm really just looking at a team battle. But Rosberg there, he's only 3 points ahead of Hamilton, so it is going down to the wire. The championship between the two Mercedes will be decided in Abu Dhabi. That's going to be one to watch as well as my battle with the Red Bulls, guys. But if you guys did enjoy the episode, smash that like button, guys. Be really appreciative if we could try and get 1,500 likes on this episode, guys. Thank you for continued support. Comment below what you thought. If you're around here, then do subscribe for daily Formula 1 content. I've been Aarava. Have a enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.